Hello everybody, Sergeant Soldier here, and we're back with another How To Rust, and today we're going to be looking at the F1 grenade for the purposes of raiding. Now, in order to unlock the F1 grenade, you have to be level 20, and it's going to cost you 450 charcoal, 300 sulfur, and 50 metal frags per craft. Now, if you're talking about adding wood to your furnace, if you have a single stack of sulfur in your furnace, and let's say maybe you're melting down some metal for frags or high quality metal bars, it's going to take you 650 wood to melt everything down and get enough charcoal. However, if you already have all the fragments you need and you're only melting sulfur and you do the 3-stack method, it will only take you 250 wood per grenade. Now, comparing the F1 and the Beancan, it is 2.5 times more expensive to make a single F1 grenade as opposed to the Beancan grenade, but the damages are somewhat made up with that difference. And the first thing we're going to look at today is the difference between the F1 and the Beancan when it comes to the wood wall. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick a grenade in each one of these surfaces, all 4 walls, the 3 doors, and the 2 exterior walls. And after that, when we come back, I'll explain further. Okay, we're back, and the first wall we're going to look at is the wood wall. Now, a single F1 grenade did 42 damage to this wall, which means it's going to take us 6 grenades to get through it. In order to make those grenades, you're going to spend 2,700 charcoal, 1,800 sulfur, and 300 metal frags. If you have your sulfur split up into 3 separate stacks in your furnace, it's only going to cost you 1,500 wood. Now, if we compare those numbers to the Beancan numbers from the last video, we'll see that the Beancan did 19 damage to the wall, and it's going to take you 14 Beancans. If you compare the charcoal, sulfur, and the metal frags down, you're going to see a pretty big difference. With the charcoal, it's 2,700 charcoal for the F1, but the Beancan was 2,520. The sulfur was 1,800, for the Beancans 1,680. Metal frags for the F1 300, and 280 metal frags for the Beancans. The wood was not compared. That being said, as you can see, it is slightly cheaper to use Beancans when you're raiding. However, as you saw, it's going to take only 6 grenades with the F1 to get through this wall as opposed to the 14. Which means if you're carrying around 100 Beancan grenades with you because it's slightly cheaper, it's going to take your raid a lot longer and you have a lot more of a chance to get caught while raiding and losing all your stuff. So that being said, you could maybe say that the extra resource cost is probably made up in time spent raiding and maybe guarantee a better success rate, but that's completely up to you as the raider. So from this point forward, we're not going to compare the Beancan numbers from the last video. If you want to find out what that is, just basically take everything that was listed above before, the 450 charcoal, 300 sulfur, the 50 metal frags per grenade, compare it to the actual cost of however many grenades per wall or door or whatever it is, and then compare those numbers to the previous video. So the next wall we're going to look at is the stone wall. Now the stone wall sustained 23 damage, which means it's going to take 21 F1 grenades, and a total cost of 9,400 charcoal, 6,300 sulfur, 1,050 frags, and with the 3-stack method, 5,250 wood. With the sheet metal wall, it took 29 damage, which means it's going to be 26 F1 grenades, 11,700 charcoal, 7,800 sulfur, 1,300 metal frags, and 6,500 wood. With the armored wall, it took 29 damage. It's going to take you 35 F1 grenades and 15,750 charcoal, 10,500 sulfur, 1,750 metal frags, and 8,750 wood to get through this. Now moving over to the doors, the wood door. Sustained. Look at this, 85 damage. This wood door got shredded. That being said, it'll take you 3 F1 grenades to get through this, or 2 if you're smart and a little bit of chopping. And for those 3 grenades, it is 1,350 charcoal, 900 sulfur, 150 metal frags, and 750 wood. Moving on to the sheet door, or if you look above, the ladder hatch, it took roughly 34 to 32 damage. These ones here are 34. The last time I tested this, the hatch actually only took 32 damage. I'm not 100% sure why. But to make those roughly 8 grenades, it's going to be 3,600 charcoal, 2,400 sulfur, 400 metal frags, and 2,000 wood with the 3-stack method in your furnace. The last door, the armored door, took 34 damage, which means it's going to take you 24 F1 grenades, and that is 10,800 charcoal, 7,200 sulfur, 1,200 metal frags, and 6,000 wood in the furnace. Last but not least, the 2 exterior walls, which is what I'm sure everyone wants to know about. The stone wall took roughly 23 damage, which means it's going to take you 33 F1 grenades, and that ends up being 14,850 charcoal, 10,500 sulfur, 1,650 metal frags, and 8,250 wood. Now the last one, the wood wall, this took roughly 42 damage, and it's going to be 15 F1 grenades, 6,750 charcoal, 4,500 sulfur, 750 metal frags, and 3,750 wood. Now, you guys really loved the last video I did for the bean cans, and I'm hoping to keep this going with the rest of the raiding supplies. If there's anything you guys want to see in a video like this, if it's picking, if it's hatcheting, if it's arrowing, whatever you guys want to see, please let me know in the comment section of this video or the previous video or any of my future videos, and I will do my best to make sure that I try to incorporate your idea, if it is at all possible, into a future video. So, all that aside, Sergeant Solge, this was How to Rust, and we're raiding with F1 grenades. We're looking at the damage values and how much it costs to craft it, and we'll see you in the next How to Rust video. Bye-bye! Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you want to see more great content from Private Astro or myself, please hit that subscribe button and click on any of the videos above. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next Sergeant Solge or Private Astro video. Bye-bye!